Hello, everybody. My name is Elvis, and you're watching Joe Navarre House. I am exhausted from recording the 100th video. I think almost like 2 or 3 times. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. In the discussion video, there was this rolling shutter effect that I could not fix, nor could Sabin, and I couldn't use it even though the audio was good and everything was important. I couldn't figure out a way to like cut that stuff out, and it was so difficult. It was such a headache, and enough of that. The next movie I saw was Wallace and Gromit: A Vengeance Most Foul. I saw the Corridor Digital discussion on this movie with the creators of Wallace and Gromit. I saw that they used green screen and some CGI. I didn't, I guess put it past them, but I was kind of shocked that they did. I don't know, it was meaningless. This was pretty okay. I don't think it's necessarily as good as the other movies, but like, what more could you want from a Wallace and Gromit movie? I don't necessarily know how I feel about the commentary of AI and technology. I think it's kind of like a oversaturated, if not maybe like such an easy thing to talk about because it's in our everyday lives, and it's kind of like of this technology good, technology is bad, and in a way there is truth behind it. I feel like the same follows with this movie, but that's just me being hard on the movie. It's still pretty good. The next movie that I saw was The Substitute 3: Winner Takes All. This movie, in some kind of. I've seen the first one. The first one was cool. It wasn't good per se, nor was it like shitty, but it was so action packed that the story almost didn't matter. The second one upped the stakes, and this one they're doing it at a high school again, but no, this is a college. Everybody in here looks like they're like 35 pushing 40. It is insane, I guess, student wise. This movie is arguably the worst one of the series. I don't know how this one was made. It was so predictable within the first like 10 to 20 minutes. They introduced these characters, like it's trying to create a universe or a world where all these like special operatives are intertwined together and have history together that you don't know of, but that entice you to keep watching this. Oh my god, this movie is so bland. This movie is incredibly white. That the substitute guy, that dude is always saying the most corny ass, fucking outdated ass, threatening lines. This movie's this movie's kind of ass. The next movie that I saw was Runaway Jury. This movie is about John Cusack and Rachel Weisz. Um, John Cusack mostly going into the jury, and you're trying to sway the jurors' decision on whether a gun control law is approved or not approved, uh, especially after the a shootout that happened in an office. I went over to my girlfriend's parents' place. I don't even know if I should be mentioning this, but I got there and they were in the middle of playing a movie, and it seemed kind of interesting. It had John Cusack. I don't necessarily like John Cusack, but I was kind of invested in this movie already because actually John Cusack has a pretty good performance in this movie, and he's he's doing a really good job in this movie. And Nicole's dad offered to start it over in the beginning. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do that. I didn't realize that we were like already an hour or so in. So to start that movie again, to continue watching that same hour than having to do some stuff that pulled me away from the movie, coming back. And I think the movie was restarted again. So I watched the same like hour and a half like 3 times, which was incredibly exhausting. And it was starting to become late, and I had to leave to go to work tomorrow. So at work, I watched this movie again, and for the fourth time, I had to watch this entire hour and a half, 2 hours, and oh my god, it was a fucking chore to watch this movie. This is a fine movie. This is probably a really good movie, good drama in this movie. But oh my god, having to watch this movie 4 times nearly in a row was so exhausting that I became tired of the movie. I don't know if this is because I saw it 4 times, but this movie was like so over the top dramatic for a jury movie. Like there was a part where like all these crazy editing and flashes and like yelling, and like it was almost like the two lawyers, the defendant and the prosecutor, they were like coaches for a football team. They were picking out the juries, and it was just like, I want that one. Yeah, get it. Give me that one. Give me. I want that player right now. Give him to me right now. No, I don't want him. I don't want him. And it was like this so overly the top drama that was like, oh my god, why are they yelling about juries? I saw this movie like 4 times in a row. I don't know what else to say. Gene Hackman is in this. Uh, Dang, that is a good actor. Damn good actor, actually. If you have a chance to watch this, please watch it, because maybe I'm missing something. But after watching it that many times in a row, I was done with this movie. Get it out of my life. Run the next clip, dude. The next movie I saw was a Minecraft movie. I don't know who told me or what was going on, but somebody told me that this was actually a pretty good movie, pretty decent movie. They were fucking lying. This movie, I hated this movie. You know, there's something that I talked about with my friends a little while ago, and it was about movies being timeless and how they stay timeless, such as Napoleon Dynamite feels both old and present at the same time, just as Superbad has that same feeling. There are multiple time frames in the same place that can make this movie last forever. You know what? Superbad is a perfect example. Everybody looks like they're in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and maybe 2000s. It looks timeless. I could put this on and think that it was made in the 80s, in the 2000s, and maybe even a few years ago. What they were doing here in Minecraft, I don't know what the hell they were talking about. I didn't know what they were doing. Like, Jason Momoa is this like 80s character, and if he was in that time frame, he should be a lot older. Just as Steve was in the kind of like 70s or so in that office job, he should be a lot older. And this is in respect or in regard to the kids in this movie, the brother and the sister, and like I think like the financial worker. The brother and sister are from the current time frame, and we know this because they have smartphones, they have touchscreens, and none of those time frames really work well together. So all of this feels so claustrophobic. It's more like a collage of time, so nothing really sits right. The story is so bland. I don't even remember what it was about. I don't know. Very flawed movie. Don't like it. Whatever. The next movie I saw was Life or something like it. I don't know what movie talked about or something, but I talked about a movie being very easily digestible, easily understood. Like, you don't have to use much brain power to watch it. I'm not saying you have to be dumb to or necessarily smart to watch it, but it's very easily digestible. I don't know how else to describe it, but in that way. This movie is very much like that, and this movie is about Angelina Jolie. She's a very, I don't want to say superficial, but I guess bougie in a way. She cares very much about her status, her reputation, and her career. And she's told by that hobo from Monk, I love that guy, that she would be dying in a week, and this completely shatters her, like makes her life crumble. And man, I get it. I probably would too. The entire movie is her trying to disprove or kind of discredit what he has said, and if what he said is gonna happen. Is she really gonna die in a week? This movie is very easy to watch. It's very digestible. It is, I guess, the cereal of movies. Should I start comparing movies to food? But it's a very fun movie to watch. Please watch it. This pretty good. The next movie I saw was A Field of Dreams. I thought I had seen this movie, but I haven't. So I thought, like,
if you review it, they'll watch it.
So I thought I should watch it.
Review it, they'll watch
it. What the fuck? All right. I thought I should watch it and really kind of get it out of my system, or really just watch it.
Watch the movie.
Dude, what the fuck? Okay. Kevin Costner is so dang good. And man, this is very good. Ray Liotta, that little girl. This movie is very cool. I have no idea what I thought I was gonna get into this movie, but man, there is such a charm and magic to this movie, and man, it is very, very good. James Earl Jones is in this, and God, I just love his voice. I love the baseball players out there. That one guy that played Babe Ruth from The Sandlot, man, that he's in this movie too. Man, this is a very cool movie, and yeah, it's very beautiful. Especially the ending, where I guess is a spoiler. This movie's been out for nearly 30 years. Yeah. The ending where the Kevin Costner plays catch with his dad, and I think in some kind of way they both know who the other is, and understanding that this is a very special moment, and it's a very magical moment, a very miraculous moment, and man, it is beautiful. It touches my heart. Dude, very good movie. The next movie I saw was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I saw the first one in theaters when it first came out during COVID, during the pandemic, and I was I was singly the only person in the damn theater, and I still had the unconscious thought that I needed to be quiet to watch the movie, and that I needed to sit in my assigned seat. So when I realized that there was nobody coming and I was truly the only person in this theater, I thought, Dude, this is so cool. And I started moving around. I got like kind of like in the perfect seating of the movie, and I was like kicked back and I was watching the movie and I was eating my popcorn and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I am the only one here. And I was like reacting to the movie like, yo, did you see that? There was nobody with me. Like I was completely alone. And yeah, that's it. Anywho, Eggman is back and he teamed up with Knuckles to fight Sonic and Tails. And it's alright. Jim Carrey is being Jim Carrey. It's I think something that I most had a problem with was Jim Carrey in that kind of like mecha suit or his technology. Like it was very like this is the story between Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and this is where Eggman fits. And it was like this is Eggman's scene. It wasn't that. It was this is Jim Carrey's scene, and you just let him do what Jim Carrey does, and we'll try to make it fit with the rest of the movie. So like I don't know if he like outshines, or like doesn't necessarily fit in the movie, but he was kind of like the odd one out of the movie. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was okay. It was alright. The next movie that I saw was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Um, in my other videos, I had said something along the lines that Sidney Poitier is my favorite actor because of the command and attention that he holds into the screen. And I've been trying to watch more and more Sidney movies, and I saw this one, and this movie is uh, very historic for being the first interracial couple on screen. Was the first African American man who had kissed a white woman, and this is a very bold and brave movie. And dang, this is a very good movie. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is about Sydney and gosh, I should probably remember their names. This movie stars Sidney Poitier, Katharine Hepburn, Catherine Hogton, and Spencer Tracy alongside Cecile Kellaway. The next movie that I saw was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. In my other videos, I had said something along the lines that Sidney Poitier is my favorite actor because of the command and attention that he holds into the screen. I've been trying to watch more and more Sidney movies, and I saw this one, and this movie is very historic for being the first interracial couple on screen. Was the first African American man who had kissed a white woman. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is about Sydney, and this movie stars Sidney Poitier, Katharine Hepburn, Catherine Hogton, and Spencer Tracy alongside Cecile Kellaway. I thought that it was gonna like kind of ease us or transition us into the at the time very touchy subject of an interracial relationship between a black man and a white woman. And heck nah, it jumps into it. It this movie, if you're a fan of literary dialogue with very thought-provoking topics and arguments and discussions, this works. This is gonna be your vibe. This is so dang good. All the dialogue, all the points that people make in this movie are so important and really brain kind of jarring. And damn, this is a very good movie. Sidney Poitier is not afraid and is very aware of the situation that he is in, or at least the character is in, and his girlfriend, fiance, that the situation that she is in with an interracial relationship does not bother her. Um, and it doesn't necessarily bother the parents. It is a shock to them, and the mom holds her tears, and you can see the the tears well up in her eyes while she holds back the shock that she has. And the father, I'm not saying that the girl's father is racist, but they were shocked, and they even had a discussion whether the father has a discussion with his wife about, did you know that this was going to happen? I didn't picture this was going to happen. So their kind of microaggressions are challenged, and that itself is very impressive. And Sydney has a one-on-one conversation with the father about whether this is if this is something to go forward with. And so hey, future Elvis, my bad, I didn't know that the SD card got full and it wasn't gonna work, and I didn't know that I was just talking without knowing, and wasted my time. It really kind of like bummed me out, so I didn't really want to do it anymore. But that was a week ago, so now I'll be doing 2 weeks in one video, and I am such a dummy. And also, let me know how this audio works. I had just gotten this microphone, and had to figure out a better setup. So I got this microphone stand that you're gonna see at the beginning of this video, and got a new cable for it. I'm not gonna touch it. But after reviewing the footage, I had finished talking about Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. So the next movie I saw was Heat. I had already seen this movie, and it was on Netflix, just kind of like being really present in the Netflix titles. And I guess in a way I was procrastinating watching this movie because I had already seen this movie. But damn, this movie is so good. In my Letterboxd review, I had said something about like, I love it when men just yap and talk about guns and shoot guns, or something along those lines. I talked about how much I really like this movie, and how I think the fact that the story that they tell about this movie is that the Marines use this movie to train and reload speeds and whatnot. And I think it's the most like so commonly used freaking fact about this movie. That fact is the equivalent of I think his name is Vigo from the Lord of the Rings, like that he broke his toe on that kick and had screamed because he was actually in pain. Everybody knows that fact, and everybody who doesn't is going to get faced with the person that stops everything to tell them, you know, that actor actually broke his foot. Like it's such a overused fact that is just annoying at this point. This movie's awesome, dude. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, and all these other awesome guys are in this movie. I love Robert De Niro's character and how cool, calm, and collect he is in the whole story. Like he's so disciplined and is so controlling of the environment that he's in, and man, it is so so cool to see. Um, as opposed to Al Pacino is trying to keep hold of the environment around him, and man, Al Pacino's performance is so good. I don't know how much cocaine you need to act that well. So yeah, this movie's really cool. I love the gunfights. I love the bank robbery movies. So this is just right up my alley, and yeah, cool stuff, man. The next movie that I saw was Ong Bak. This movie was like so prevalent in my movie. This was like a game changer to all the martial art movies that I had seen as a kid. Um, like Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, and now Tony Jaa. Like he like changed the game. This was like a revolutionary movie to at least my life and the movies that I had watched. Um, let me go back. So this movie takes place in Thailand, I think, but it's about Tony Jaa's character who lives in a really remote, humble village when a group of mobsters of something, in retaliation for the village not conforming to the mobsters' ways, they decide to cut the head off of the Ong Bak god, the god of the village. The entire village is in disarray, and it is Tony Jaa's character's mission to go back and return the head of the Ong Bak to his village. And dude, this movie is so cool. This movie was made almost 20 years ago. I think like 17 years ago now. But of course it is outdated in some kind of sense, but the choreography, the fighting is still so amazing. The editing in this movie is so fun. It's kind of like Bollywood like. So it's like the kind of crazy editing and the reversal, like it's nothing to that crazy extent, but they very much often like to show you the same action in different perspectives, different angles, and in different times, especially in slow mo. And I do not mind at all, because being a kid who had watched Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and perform all these amazing maneuvers, and seeing the newest addition to the fighting genre, seeing Tony Jaa leap over a car with so much ease and like jump on top of people's shoulders in a dead end, it is so damn cool. Like that scene where he crashes out from a window. Oh my god, this whole thing is like shocking, where I'm like, holy hell, he did that. And that's all this movie is. It's like a performance and showing off of the new choreography of the martial art genre. It's like, wow, that is amazing. Let me backtrack. None of these moves are necessarily new, but they're being made by somebody new, and yeah, very fun movie. The next movie that I saw was Life, or Something Like It. This has Angelina Jolie. I think I'm starting to talk too much about that, so run the next clip. The next movie that I saw was Wallace and Gromit: A Vengeance Most Foul. I realized that I had already seen this movie like last week, but I had Easter dinner with my girlfriend's family. Hi, Nicole. And I briefly talked about the movie, and they wanted to watch it, so I watched it again. Both Life, or Something Like It, and this Wallace and Gromit movie. Me talking about it again is already a waste of time. Just run the next clip. The next movie that I saw was Paul. Dude, I am telling you, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, those are the two like best modern day comedians. They are so perfect together. They are so charming. They're so funny, and this was a really funny movie still, and I think this movie came out nearly 15 years ago, and it's still funny. I love the little alien dude. I love that he's played by Seth Rogen and not Chris Pratt. Um, this works so well together, and I don't I don't smoke weed, so maybe it's because of that. But a lot of, I guess, weed comedy is the stalest shit I've ever heard. Like I couldn't get into Pineapple Express because of that, and because I think it kind of aged not so well. I'm not saying it's not funny; it's still funny, but a lot of the jokes kind of go over my head because I don't relate to it, and they have some weed jokes that are still funny. And I think Kristen Wiig, she tries weed for the first time in this movie, and it's funny. And because she is funny herself as a character, and I love all this. I love all the references to pop culture and to the past of like other alien movies, like Sigourney Weaver's in this movie. Dude, how do you not? It's perfect. It's awesome. It's a great movie. And the next movie that I saw was Sinners. Sinners is about two twin brothers, Smoke and Stack, trying to create a one night juke joint party for all of the other people in his community, and they need music, food, and drink. They got the drink from hustling out Al Capone, I believe. They got the food from a Chinese worker, and it's being cooked by Smoke's baby mama, Annie. And they got the music, which is our main protagonist, Sammy. Sammy is a blues player who is the son of a pastor, and they call him Preacher Boy Sammy in this movie. Sammy and another harmonica player, I don't remember his name, but they come together at the juke joint and prep the entire evening so that they can have this night to themselves. When Sammy played his blues, it had played so well that it had conjured up spirits. It had conjured up spirits of the past, and it really enticed somebody in the forest. That person in the forest is a vampire. I did not know that there was going to be vampires in this movie. I thought they were just like kind of like zombie, maybe werewolf type thing, type shit. Yeah, this movie was somewhat different than what I thought, and I knew that white woman was going to be trouble. Good, like it was actually better than I had thought. I talked to Lele about this. Hi Lele, how you doing? Good to see you. Hi Kimbo, if you're watching. Should really ask him to come down and talk about it. And Lele had a different opinion, and it said something along the lines that the ending didn't really make sense, and it had seemed like if it was doing too much, and that it may have ruined the movie for them. So that's something that I was looking out for. The ending is a little bit, I don't want to say tricky or messy, but I felt like it was rushed to tie all the strings at the end, and try to end the story of each character, and it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be, but I didn't really know what other ending I could have gotten. The ending left a weird taste in my mouth, especially and most specifically the after credits. I'll try not to get into it, but Sammy is playing his guitar and is being offered something, and he rejects it, which I don't understand why that scene should even exist. So if you can tell me what that really meant, I would really appreciate it, because I need some other point of view on this. There is one thing I do want to talk about in that movie, is that I had noticed that people who were more spiritually inclined, or I guess more on the side of morality and virtueness and goodness, such as the father and Annie, had no light in their eye. They only had kind of like these dark pupils in their eyes. And every other character who talks about the adultery that they had committed, the theft that they had committed, and even the gluttony that they had talked about, there was this little white light in their eyes. And then there are people who were infected and who were bitten and infected. Their entire eye was white, and of course the cause of all of this was the evil vampire who had red eyes. This is a far reach, and if Ryan Coogler can, I'll probably tag Ryan Coogler and see if what I'm saying even makes sense, or even the director, or not the director of. I'll tag the director of photography and see what she thinks, and if anything of what I said makes sense, because I know it is a far reach, and it probably is, but I want to see if anybody else had noticed that, and yeah, I don't know. I guess the whole basis on that is that the sin lives in the eyes. The next movie that I saw was More Than Fry Bread. I saw this on Tubi, and man, I was hooked already. More Than Fry Bread is a movie about I think a national, or at least statewide, cooking competition, and it's a cook-off for fry bread. And man, this movie is so charming. There's like a mockumentary, like a documentary of all these contestants coming together to show off their fry bread making skills. And there's an actor who I had seen in Killers of the Flower Moon, and he's in this, and dude, that guy did not age at all. Yeah, I think he's probably like 20 or so, 20, 30. I'm getting off track. This movie is so cool. None of these people in here are like really big actors, or this is probably their first and only movie that they had done from the cast that I had seen. But there's a very homemade charm to this that is very welcoming and like familiar in a sense. Like I have a cousin, or at least a Theo, that looks like that guy, and there was somebody in here who looked straight up like my sister, and I thought it's so cool and so familiar to see somebody who looks like me, who reminds me of somebody that I know and love, are in this movie. And man, this is so cool. The character that I had talked about, who was in Killers of the Flower Moon, he plays a character named Buddy Bengay. That guy is so funny. He plays this kind of like SoundCloud rapper who is rapping in any indigenous way that he can, and it's so cool. He's so funny. He's kind of dumb, but that is okay because from watching so many movies already, there's this kind of like sixth sense that you get when you can tell that something, you can literally tell that everybody in this production was happy and full of life and loved being a part of this movie. And this entire movie was made with love and passion and with so much heart for their community, and that is so much respected and noticed in this movie. But I saw this on Tubi, so if you have a chance to watch it and are into any kind of indigenous movies, like for instance, if you had liked the movie Smoke Signals or Fry Bread Phrase, I think you would like this movie. It's really cool. It's really easy, lighthearted, easy to watch. The next movie that I saw was The Room Next Door. This movie stars Julianne Moore as Ingrid and Tilda Swinton as Martha. The two of these people, Ingrid is a good friend of Martha, who is terminally ill. Martha brings up the idea to take her own life and needing a safe, comfortable, unknowing space where that she can pass away, and asks her friend Ingrid to help arrange that. Ingrid is a person very fearful of death, and at first rejects it, but then agrees to hold her hand as she passes away. And it's not like she'll be dying in front of Ingrid. It's something that would potentially happen in the room next door. This movie is very poetic without being so hard to read, if that makes sense. They talk about movies and books and just how life feels when something is coming to an end, and it's in a way heartbreaking but also very realistic. So it doesn't hold my hand doing that, but it's very nice. This movie was okay. I think I might have to rewatch it again with a clearer headspace. But yeah, this is a very interesting movie, and this movie really made snow be so sad, so heartbreaking. So by the end of the movie, when it does snow, kind of just hits home, and it kind of ends in a weird way, kind of like, welcome back. Thank you for watching and staying till the end. I know this is a slightly longer video than the other ones before, and I know I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while now. 2 weeks, really. But yeah. Before I say bye, let me know how this audio thing is working. From my end, I hear a lot of noise, and if the previous audio or the previous early beginning clips of this video work. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Elvis, and you're watching Joe Navarre House. I'll see you next week. Bye. Man, I am good at rambling. No, I'm not. I don't like to talk much. That's why all these reviews are like a minute or so long. I'm like, just get it out, get it out, get it out. Just stop talking already. Holy shit, stop talking, Elvis. Stop talking.